fried chicken. I did not know that there could be so many iterations of it, each more delicious than the next. Chicken, you are beautiful. This chicken is so flavorful. This fried chicken is the best. If you're looking for an episode with a crunch, this is the one for you. Today we are looking at 5 fried chicken iterations from 5 countries, so let's get started.
Hola, my name is Marcella. I am originally from Guayaquil, Ecuador, and I currently live in San Jose, California. The name of the dish that I would like to share with you today is Papi-Pollo, or fried chicken over French fries in English. The dish is butter bone-in chicken, and what makes this dish special is that the batter is made with sparkling water and is seasoned with a lot of spices. It makes a nice and crunchy crust. The fries are thickly cut and fried until golden. I like Papi-Pollo because it's full of flavor. Usually we eat it with a ton of sauces. You can also just do ketchup and mayo. Those are very common.
There are so many spices going into this batter. I've got like 4 more to do. Ecuador came to play and they came to win.
Papi-Pollo is a very common street food all throughout Ecuador, and you can find it everywhere. Outside of the schools, outside of university, outside of concerts. Usually wherever there are people gathering, there will be a Papi-Pollo vendor outside of that place. Of course, in every neighborhood, you're gonna have your trusted Papi-Pollo street vendor as well. Papi-Pollo is a very accessible dish, and it fills you up. You can stop and quickly get one to go or eat it at the curbside.
My fingers, my chicken fingers.
This is a very social food. Like I mentioned before, because you find it outside of different venues or wherever people gathering, oftentimes you will see large group of people consuming this.
There are so many nooks and crannies on this. I don't think I've ever made fried chicken like this before. It looks so crunchy and good.
Papi-Pollo culture is so ingrained into the Ecuadorian culture that it has become a symbolic gauge while dating. People say that if you're dating somebody, you can tell how serious they are by what kind of street food they invite you. If they treat you salchipapa, which is fries with sausages, they definitely like you. But if they treat you Papi-Pollo, oh, they love you. It can be easily made at home.
Oh my God.
Wow.
Okay, sir.
It doesn't require hard to find ingredients, and it oftentimes leaves you very satisfied. Hope you like this dish. Enjoy.
Daddy chicken, Papi-Pollo. This looks so good. Oh my God. It's so crunchy looking. Okay, this is gonna get everywhere. It's also, oh my God, it's gonna be so crunchy. That's crazy. This chicken is so flavorful and crunchy. I mean, like when you have fried chicken, you want that crunch. When I made the dry rub and put the wet batter into the dry and made those kind of chunks, that's what all of this stuff is on the chicken. I've never done something like this where I made the wet, dry batter and coated the chicken in it so that it's kind of like, it wasn't breadcrumbs, it was chunkier than breadcrumbs. And there was just so many spices that went into this batter. Felt like I was adding spices for at least 10 minutes. I mean, it wasn't 10 minutes, obviously, but close enough. All right, I'm going in for bite number 2 here. Oh. This is a 5 napkin chicken. This is a wholly fried dish because we've got the French fries at the bottom, we've got the fried chicken on the top. As far as cooking time, the drumsticks took around 11.5 minutes to get to temperature. These are also Big Daddy drumsticks. Everything's a daddy with this dish. I just can't get over how good the batter is. I'm just eating that on its own. Oh shoot, no. Okay, I got it up. Hi Ash. My dog is here, things just got excited. Hi baby, hi. She just got a haircut. Okay, let's try this again. I wanna have some batter with a French fry. Yeah, I see why Ecuador loves this chicken. It's amazing. Next time you're gonna make fried chicken at home, I would try this technique of the wet batter into the dry to make the little crusty bits that you put on the chicken, because you're gonna get the ultimate crunchy, delicious crunch, 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 crunch chicken. I got stuck in that loop, but you know what I mean. Speaking of comfort foods, let's talk about comfort socks. Bombas, the sponsor of today's episode. You've seen them on my channel before because they make some of the most comfortable socks and slippers on the market, and even underwear. But I'm not gonna try those on for you. For every item purchased, they will donate one, and to date, over 150 million items have been donated. One of my favorite places to wear my Bombas socks is to the gym. I love their vintage half-calf socks. The colors are super fun and I just think they look great. And it helps me be on trend because of course I wear them pulled up. Exciting news is that they now offer international shipping to over 200 countries. So that means if you haven't been able to buy Bombas in the past, now you can, and you should, because they're the best, like I've said before. You can feel good buying Bombas because you know with every purchase you're donating one, and that can make you feel good. New customers can get 20% off their first purchase by going to bombas.com and using my code BERYL20. And definitely check out their slippers, especially the red ones, because these are seriously so comfortable and some of the best. I love them.
Hello, I am Christina from Austria. I live in Steiermark, Styria, and a special fried chicken dish from my region is Steirisches Backhendl, Styrian fried chicken.
So I'm gonna brine this chicken overnight by putting salt on it. It's gonna dry it out and make it extra crispy.
What makes it special is that you put pumpkin seeds, especially our Styrian black pumpkin seeds.
I've never seen pumpkin seeds like this before. They have an almost fruity scent, like a dried apricot mixed with a mango. Pumpkin seeds, as I know them, are a lighter green than these, so they definitely look different. And this brand I found on the internet, and I'm gonna link it in case you're interested in making this fried chicken.
Black pumpkin seeds with the breading. It gives it a nice look and crunchy, crispy, nutty texture and taste. In a lot of restaurants in Austria you will find Backhendl, Steirisches Backhendl.
One day later.
Or even Steirisches Backhendl Salat, which means Styrian fried chicken salad. So you would have it with salad, potato salad, green salad, but importantly,
yes, the one-handed crack.
You will always have it with Kürbiskernöl, black pumpkin seed oil. Kürbiskernöl is very important for Styrian people. It's a regional specialty. We will have it with pretty much everything, over eggs, even over ice cream. Vanilla ice cream with pumpkin seed oil, it's wonderful. I always loved Backhendl. You make it with the thighs and the drumsticks, so it's a handheld fried chicken, and with the salad you have something fresh, you have something that breaks up the greasiness from the chicken. It looks nice, it tastes nice, and it's something special.
I definitely did a better job breading this. Shan't we forget when I did the Papi-Pollo, my hands were just covered in the batter. Dry hand, wet hand. It's definitely people right. People are right, obviously.
If you are coming to Austria, you just have to try it because it's something special. Just be careful if you wear something white because you will never ever get out the stains from the black seed oil.
Christina was very serious about me using the correct pumpkin seeds and the pumpkin seed oil. So this is very authentic because I was able to find both. So I'm gonna link the pumpkin seed oil in the description. The smell of it is like pumpkin seeds, which is really interesting. Let's do a little taste test. It tastes like pumpkin seeds. Duh, I mean, duh.
I hope you give it a try. Just put some pumpkin seeds on your breading and have a chicken which looks not the same as how you always made it. Have a nice day and goodbye.
This Austrian fried chicken with the pumpkin seeds looks unlike anything I've ever had. super excited to try this. Yum. You can definitely taste the pumpkin seeds. It doesn't taste just like your typical fried chicken. There's an extra underlying flavor to this that is absolutely incredible. I'm having a moment with this fried chicken. You're beautiful, you're crunchy, you taste amazing. I love trying an iteration of something that is surprising. I've obviously had fried chicken before, and I will be having more fried chicken on this episode, but this one, I am sure, is going to taste very different from any of the other ones I'm going to have. Which I guess is the point of the show, actually, now that I say it out loud. The point is to take one thing and show how different it can be, even though it's common. I'm gonna keep going. This is so good. I would definitely say when you're making fried chicken, using dark meat is the way to go because you can't really overcook it and it gets so juicy. Having the bones in fried chicken is amazing. But if you don't, making like a boneless thigh fried chicken is also really good. When you're making it with chicken breast, you really have to be careful. Otherwise, you're gonna end up with dried chicken. And that's not fun for anyone. This chicken took me around 12 minutes to cook to temperature. The temperature for chicken is 165, do not forget that. The flavor is just astounding. I also think brining is really good for this. The salt on it is gonna pull a lot of the moisture out, so you're getting a drier chicken, which is what you want to get it to be extra crispy. This is one of those times where I think it is worth finding the specialty item. Do not use normal pumpkin seeds. Find them online. They really weren't that expensive. It's worth it. These are pure, genuine Austrian seeds. Genuine. Now I have to try the salad quickly. I've never had pumpkin seed oil. I put a little salt and pepper on this so it wasn't just oil. Yeah, that's delicious. It tastes very different. It doesn't taste like an extra virgin olive oil. There's a slight sweetness and a slight earthiness to it. Very nice. I will be using this oil in the future for sure. It's not gonna be one of those things that lives in my cabinet forever, like certain other ingredients that I've had on this channel. You're gonna eat this whole piece of chicken, Leia, and you're gonna love it.
Yeah?
Yeah. It's so good.
I'm excited.
It's so good. The artist behind me is Tiffany Chin. She is based in Toronto, and as you can tell, she's very inspired by psychedelic art. I'm leaving a link so you can explore all of her other pieces in the description.
Hi, my name's Heather, and I'm from Ontario, Canada, but my mom's side of the family is originally from Serbia. The dish I want to talk about today is schnitzels, which are a thin slice of meat that is often breaded and then fried. They're crispy while still being tender and juicy and absolutely delicious. They can be made with chicken or also turkey, pork, veal, beef, or even mutton.
That was my first time making a chicken cutlet, and the internet told me that to pound it out, it's good to use a Ziploc bag, so I just cut it lengthwise like this, and then I'm gonna put the cutlet in the middle and pound it.
Schnitzels bring me back to my childhood, when my grandma would make them for special occasions or when we just needed a comforting meal. Every Christmas Eve, she would invite our small family and a bunch of her friends over, and we would have schnitzels with mashed potatoes, sauerkraut, and a feast of other delicious dishes she had prepared. As she got older, my mom and I took over breading and frying the schnitzels for her, and it became a comforting and familiar task each year. We still make that traditional meal for Christmas, even though my grandma sadly passed away a few years ago now. I think many people will have encountered some type of fried meat cutlet like this, and schnitzels in particular can be found in most countries throughout Europe. It's a simple dish made of simple ingredients, and even though it can take a bit of extra work, it's absolutely worth it.
Ugh. I didn't do the wet hand, dry hand, so now I just have crunchy, wet breadcrumb chicken hands. That is a professional term.
Schnitzels will always remind me of my grandma and the joy she brought to everyone. As a typical European, she loved to feed people, and I learned so much about cooking from her because of it. When my grandfather passed away, she even brought schnitzels to the reception after his funeral, and of course insisted the staff have some too. The funeral director loved her schnitzels so much that my grandma actually invited him to her house afterwards to teach him how to make them. When she passed away about 15 years later, we had her funeral at the same location, where we discovered the same funeral director still worked there. Amazingly, he remembered her fondly and told us he still makes the schnitzels the same way she taught him all those years ago. I'll never forget that moment and the incredible connections you can make with others when sharing good food made with love. It's part of what makes this channel and this community so amazing. I hope that you make schnitzels for yourself and that you taste the love fried in every bite.
I've never made schnitzel before, but I've definitely tried it. This was my first time making a chicken cutlet, and I think it turned out really good. The schnitzel looks thin and nice. I'm having it with some sauerkraut. Thin fried chicken is really good. The sauerkraut is so good with it because it adds a little bit of sourness. I guess sometimes I wouldn't necessarily think about schnitzel as fried chicken because in my mind fried chicken is like deep fried KFC style chicken, but this is fried chicken. The chicken has a batter on it, the chicken was in oil. I'm explaining fried chicken, right? So it's obviously fried chicken. It was very simple to make. The only thing was about cutting the chicken cutlet, but you can buy chicken cutlets pre-cut. I liked pounding it though. Kind of felt like a little good use of my aggression in my day-to-day life. I didn't pound it that hard though. The nice thing about thinly sliced chicken like this is that it cooks really quickly. I think I only cooked it like 3 minutes per side. So it's a dish that comes together, you know, like Bob's your uncle versus other fried chickens that need usually 15 to 20 minutes to cook. It's simple. If you're looking for an easy fried chicken recipe, schnitzel is definitely the way to go.
Hi everyone, my name is Nurul. I live in a small town called Sidoarjo in East Java, Indonesia. The dish I want to talk today is Ayam Goreng Bawang Putih or garlic fried chicken in English. So, garlic fried chicken is a butter chicken made from chicken, tapioca flour, some seasoning, and a lot of garlic.
This is a lot of garlic, and there's more garlic that's gonna go with the chicken. This dish would have been perfect for my garlic episode, link in the description.
It is served with a sweet and spicy honey butter sauce. I like this dish because it is simple, delicious, and comforting.
That is so garlicky. Ooh, hello.
It is crispy and juicy in every bite, and when it's deep into the sauce, it gives you more flavor. Indonesian used to eat fried chicken with rice and sambal, but this food is eaten at any time, even as a snack. Ayam Goreng Bawang Putih first went viral around the pandemic. At that time, many chefs and content creators posted a video about it. However, their recipe were slightly different from this one.
More garlic.
Then last year, there is a content creator named It's Friday posted a video about Ayam Goreng Bawang Putih paired with a sweet and spicy honey butter sauce. After that, Ayam Goreng Bawang Putih went viral.
Garlic and garlic powder.
And at one point, people start asking It's Friday to sell it as a product. Eventually, they began selling it and they continue to do so until this day.
I need more garlic for frying now. This is just so much garlic. What's going on?
Beryl has posted popular video about Indonesian fried chicken, including ayam goreng bumbu kuning and ayam geprek. And I feel like people should also know about ayam goreng bawang putih. Not only it is super easy to make, but it is also never gets boring. So besides traditional option, I think ayam goreng bawang putih is definitely worth considering as part of your menu.
We're adding even more garlic and we're frying it with the skin on. I've never done this before. I think this is gonna be pretty cool. And like, will I be eating whole cloves of garlic and then kissing my husband? Yes.
If you haven't tried garlic fried chicken yet, you're missing out because it is simple and addictive. It is a proof that the simplest dish is often the most satisfying. I hope you like ayam goreng bawang putih and enjoy. Bye!
Nurul definitely sent me a delicious looking chicken that is, by the way, naturally gluten-free because tapioca starch is gluten-free. I'm gonna go with a popcorn piece here. Yum. The honey butter sriracha sauce is so delicious. The outer layer on the chicken is so crunchy. It just like, I'm gonna go for a piece of garlic. With some sauce. It's kind of like when you roast garlic, it becomes a lot more tender. The flavor becomes a lot more subdued. I think it's really interesting that this was a viral recipe. I have never heard of it, and I was wondering, are there viral recipes around the world that we could share with one another to introduce each other to them? And maybe that would make a really cool episode. Leave a comment if there's a viral dish from your country or culture that we should know about. I'm going for another dippy doodah here. This breading is far superior than breadcrumb. My God, I can't say it. Breadcrumb breading. This breading is far superior than breadcrumb breading. I want to say bedding. I feel like I've been saying this every time I've had a different dish. I'm like, oh, this is the best fried chicken. And then the next dish, this fried chicken is the best. I'm honestly like, this is one of the best fried chickens I've had. All of them can be the best. There doesn't have to be a winner. I texted my neighbors and asked them if they wanted some fried chicken today, and they both said yes immediately. So I'm gonna bring this over to them after I have one more little bite. Tapioca starch is easy to find, definitely easy to find online. Highly recommend for anyone, but especially if you're gluten-free and have felt like you were missing out on fried chicken, now you don't have to.
Hi everyone, my name is Olivia and I live in Nurul, otherwise known as Melbourne, on the traditional lands of the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation. My parents are from Taiwan, but I was born and raised here in Australia. The dish I want to talk to you today about is Xián Sū Jī, otherwise known as Taiwanese popcorn chicken in English. The dish features bite-sized chicken pieces, usually dusted with some kind of peppery 5-spice seasoning and optionally some chili powder too.
The recipe calls for ginger and garlic, but I have ginger garlic paste, so I'm taking the shortcut and I'm gonna use this instead. Ginger garlic paste is a lifesaver. I've used it so many times for cooking outside of Indian cuisine. I love it.
There are a few things that make it unique. Firstly, the coating is traditionally made from a coarse grind of sweet potato starch, which gives it its characteristic texture and look when fried.
The recipe calls for Shaojiang wine, which I don't have, but I did have mirin, and the internet told me that it's a good replacement, so we're gonna use mirin.
Secondly, it's often double fried. Vendors typically have a whole array of ingredients set out at their stall, not just fried chicken, and these have been pre-fried once. The customer comes along, grabs a basket and a pair of tongs, then begins piling in the ingredients they want.
5-spice powder is actually really cool. It says it has fennel, anise, ginger, cinnamon, and cloves. And it smells really nice. This is a really cool blend. Smell it. Smell it.
Thirdly, it's served with deep-fried Thai basil leaves, a common ingredient in many Taiwanese dishes. This ingredient points to the rich culinary history of Taiwan, with its varied influences from other countries. For example, due to trade with neighboring Asian countries and its colonial past, including the Dutch and Japanese. The chicken is usually served in a small paper bag with multiple wooden skewers, perfect for sharing as you stroll through the Taiwanese night market. I love this dish because as soon as I smell its signature peppery seasoning, I'm immediately transported back to the night markets of Taiwan, reminding me of simpler days when I used to visit family as a child. Whenever I return to Taiwan, it is one of the first things that I must get. Often the best Xián Sū Jī are made by the local vendors a street away where you live, not necessarily at the big night markets.
When I'm toasting spices, I like to keep it in constant motion because they can burn really quickly, and I tend to not keep it on the heat. I lift it a little bit. I feel now like I've been giving you guys some tips. What do you think? Do you like my cooking tips? Let me know.
The taste has an addictive savouriness from the peppery seasoning sprinkled after frying, with hints of garlic, soy sauce, and five spice. The crispy batter adds a satisfying crunch, while the fried basil leaves bring an aromatic, slightly herby kick.
A little recipe fact, if you look up this recipe online, you'll often see tapioca starch, but it's actually a mistranslation, and you do want sweet potato starch for this. There's a lot of flours and starches in this episode that are going to be living in my pantry. However, this is the right starch, and so my recipe will reflect the correct recipe. Mwah. I don't know why I did that.
It's usually eaten on its own as a snack and often served with thinly sliced garlic and raw onion. Taiwanese popcorn chicken is as ubiquitous as 夜市, night markets, in Taiwan. So whilst you can find it at restaurants, such as Rechao eateries, you'll most commonly find it as a street snack. Taiwanese popcorn chicken is often enjoyed in groups, eaten while hanging out with friends, family, or as a casual treat on a date. The shared experience of eating something delicious together contributes to its popularity. People should try this because it's incredibly Moorish. You get the perfect mix of taste and texture that is addictively irresistible. I feel that Taiwan is often overlooked when people discuss their favorite global cuisines, but anyone who has visited the island afterwards can agree that it is a true haven for foodies.
For this one, we use potato starch, unlike the tapioca starch, which we use in the Indonesian dish, but potato starch is also gluten-free. That salt is so nice. I like using dark meat to fry because you really can't go wrong with the timing. It doesn't overcook that quickly. You know, white meat, you gotta be careful, you have to time it. Dark meat, you can just go for it. I want a leaf. I have a leaf. Thai basil is very good. I like this chicken a lot. I thought I was gonna want a sauce with it, but I don't. I mean, of course, a sauce might be nice, but that roasted salt mixture is doing so much to make this flavorful and so much more than just breaded chicken. I've definitely learned that coating chicken with a starch versus breadcrumbs gives you a really crunchy and different texture that I think I like a little bit more than breadcrumb texture. It's lighter and it coats better. I've had popcorn chicken before here in America. This does not taste like the popcorn chicken that I grew up with. This popcorn chicken is elevated. It's better. It's just better. I hope you enjoyed this episode all about fried chicken. I am leaving all the recipes in the description per usual. They are on my website, beryl.nyc. You should check it out. And until next week, I'm leaving you with our chicken and rice episode and our rice and beans episode to inspire you even more.